It's a VGBLTPTA! I totally suck at video games, but love to play them anyway.
Aloha! I'm VeggiePeta, and I'm here to teach you how to make a Monster Hunter potion magnet. So here's a quick rundown for this crafty little project. Every Monday, a group of us gather together and play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I wanted to give everyone a little Christmas gift, so I came up with some Monster Hunter magnets. I posted a pic of what I made on Reddit, and a few people expressed interest in how I made said magnets. So now I'll show you my terribly inefficient way to make potion magnets! To prevent this tutorial from being way too long, I sped up the video in most of the steps, but it's still easy to see what I do, so don't worry. First off, here are the supplies I used. We've got the large scissors, the magnet backing, pencil, small scissors, an X-Acto knife, of which you could probably use either or depending on your skill, cutout stencils of the shapes to use, and a pretty thin craft foam I picked up at Michael's. Today I'm just showing you how to make the potion, so we don't need the meat stencil or foam color. Take the outline for the potion bottle shape and trace it onto the green foam using the pencil. I like to line it up at the edges to make less work cutting it out. I use a combination of the big scissors and little ones to cut the foam. The little scissors I'm using are technically for cutting fingernails, I think, but I like them for this project because they curve at the ends. Try to fit the curve of the blades to any curves in the outline to make for an easier cut. The big scissors are fine for less intricate cutting. It looks like I'm bending the shape at a crazy angle, but because it's craft foam, you can just squish it back to the shape you want, and it's fine. Line up the curly doodad with the top part of the excess foam you just cut. If you position it just right, you don't even have to cut that edge, as it will already be the shape it needs to be. Then, carefully trace the shape onto the green foam with your pencil. Here comes the most tedious part of the project. Cutting the curly doodad takes a bit of finesse. You can use an X-Acto knife or the small scissors, depending on your skill. I switched off when I made the large batch for Christmas, depending on how tired my hand was. I'm also not the greatest crafty person, so you may have an easier time at this step. Once the shape is cut, smooth out any rough edges and trim any foam bits that shouldn't be there, and once you're happy with the shape, place it in your outline to check the fit. Next, trace the rectangle shape for the liquid in the potion onto the leftover green foam, then cut it out. Try to keep the lines as straight as you can. You might need to trim it smaller depending on how much black you want to show through between the potion bottle outline and the liquid part. Now trace the overall shape outline onto the magnet backing with your pencil. Again, line it up against edges so you don't have to cut as much. Then, cut out the shape you just traced onto the magnet backing. The type of magnet you use for the project will decide how you cut the shape. I used a thin, flexible magnet, so it was easy to cut using just the big scissors. The magnet backing I used had an adhesive side, so putting on the foam pieces was a single step after peeling off the protective sheet. The problem with this is that the magnet is sticky on the top between the foam. Since this was just a fun gift for my friends, I didn't worry too much about it. You could use a non-adhesive magnet and glue the pieces onto it if you're worried about the sticky part. Any craft glue will work, but make sure you get the glue on all the edges so the foam doesn't eventually curl up. When you place the foam pieces on, leave a small, even outline around each piece so the green color shows up nicely against the black background. If you mess up, the foam easily peels back up, so just fix it up until you're satisfied. And there you go! Monster Hunter Potion Magnet is complete! It's not perfect, but it makes for a fun little project. I made meat magnets too, as you can see in this image. The steps are the same as the potion, just with different shapes. If any of you watching have tips and tricks to add, please comment. As I said before, I'm not really good at crafting, so I'm sure there are better ways to do some of these steps. If you end up making one of these yourself, I'd love to see it! I hope you enjoyed my mini craft tutorial. Thank you for watching!